See ya.
You look better than I was expecting. All right. So just so you all understand here, what Greg does is way cooler than what I do in cloud infrastructure, which is why he's here. It's through osmosis. I think I became at least twice as cool as I was before. Thank you for coming, Greg.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So Skydance is all about pushing the boundaries of what's possible in animation. Can you share a little bit with us about what you're doing to level up the quality of your productions and what this means for your audiences and the industry as a whole?
Yeah, for us, we need to make technology invisible to our artists. They're skilled in their craft, how to animate, how to tell stories, how to make amazing films. And so for us, the most important thing is to take technology out from their day-to-day environment, out of their working requirements. We do this with a lot of hard work from our technologists to make it invisible, but connecting our 3 studios, we have one in Madrid, one in Stamford, Connecticut, one in Los Angeles. We have to connect those teams together, allow them to collaborate, allow them to share content, give each other feedback, and move that creative process along every day. And as much as possible, we need to keep the technology out of where we are. The big thing for us in compute and where we're taking advantage of OCI is the back part of the film, we have to render it. We have to take these working models, these proxies, these animated characters, and turn them into the beautiful pictures that you see on the silver screen when we're all done. To do that, we use a lot of high performance compute. And for us, pushing that creative storytelling to as late as possible in the process, those decisions, the ability to burst up in our compute to be able to deliver those final films, that's the big advantage of OCI and how we use that tech to keep the story moving. We just finished our 2nd film called Spellbound. That one was rendered in OCI, so we used the compute resources to get this film done. And I actually have a new preview of the film that I can show if anybody wants to see that.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
All right.
Greg, I'll be honest with you. I find myself, like I see that, and you tell me that all of that, as well as the entire film, was rendered on OCI, and I sometimes kind of go, I don't think that's true. It's like, but I remember when we didn't have any of this stuff. So it's really encouraging to see the great stuff that you've been able to achieve with this technology. So how is the cloud fundamentally changing your strategy for how you can be more creative?
So believe it or not, when these films get started, they're actually pretty crappy. And the stories that we start with are pretty rough. And the process, unlike live action filmmaking, is we iterate on on the script. We iterate on the story, we iterate on the sequences, we piece this together, and then we take a look at it. We screen it probably 10 times through the life of the show. These films take about 3 to 5 years total to complete, with the last 2 years being a big ramp up in production. Each time we have a screening, we get notes, we get feedback about where we need to improve. And the ability to do that, the ability to respond to those creative changes, that's the key to being able to make a great film. What you saw here, this one's really good. Spellbound's going to be a really great film. A little while ago, Spellbound was a little different than that. So we have to be able to respond with the technology to be able to scale up, to burst into the cloud, to put 10 times more technology resources than we planned for against these films to make it successful. I never want technology to be the reason we can't do something. We can't address a creative note or a change in, say, even a character or character design.
All right, Greg, last question. In your mind, what does the digital animation of the studio, of the future look like?
For us, it's a studio entirely in the cloud. We're in the middle of a transition right now between our co-located data centers, our on-prem data centers, and a mixture of OCI for cloud resources. Our goal by the end of next year is to be entirely in the cloud. We need that global reach. We need to shrink our studio into something that takes 3 different time zones and 3 different locations and makes it feel like we're all in the same room. That studio in the cloud is our big target. That makes us the largest animation studio that's done something like this. If all goes well, by the end of next year, we'll be the first to do this. It gives us that flexibility when schedules change or when shows need a little bit more love before they're ready to go in the can. So, yeah, that's the future for us, Studio in the Cloud.
Hey, we're very excited to go on that journey with you. Thank you, Greg, for coming and sharing this with us today. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.